how cool is this? So I did. I signed his book with that, and then he presented to me upon that. It's a bullet pin. It's not really a bullet pin. That's inaccurate. But that's what, it sounds better. But it's basically a brass shell casing in which you have pin guts. That's all it is. And his story was absolutely unbelievable. His son, Sergeant Chris Falkell, who was killed in action in Afghanistan in August 2005, when he was done with his deployment, he had the desire to go back and reintegrate into civilian life, and he wanted to create a business where out of spent casings, he would create writing utensils, like really nice, like that you would give as a gift. Everything made in the United States of America, including the ink, which I've learned is rare. But because he was killed in action, he actually never got to realize that dream. And as a tribute to him, his father did it for him. They called Chris Falkell Jr., and so Junior's bullet pins was created. So I tried to fly with these through TSA. I was very honest. I was going to put it in my checked bag, because in your checked bag you can have packed ammunition. I had 2 giant knives. I never checked a bag, but I was coming home with some pretty big knives, needed to put it in my checked bag. And I informed the ticketing agent that I was going to have these 2 pins in brass shell casings. And TSA flipped out. I spent 45 minutes at the counter trying to explain to people what a bullet is, what a round is. You have your casing, you have your projectile, you have your gunpowder, you have your primer. This is very simple Guns 101. And American Airlines doesn't actually say anything. Their official policies about casings, they talk about loose rounds and ammunition. You can take packed ammunition in a checked bag and knives, but not a pen made of a brass casing that in a former life contained projectile, gunpowder, and a primer. They told me that if my bullet pin was disassembled and back into a regular bullet and put into a box, I could put it in my checked bag. And I was really cool in all politeness until one of the gentlemen, and we had this was their dot matrix printout, until one of the gentlemen behind the desk said, people make these just to mock the TSA. And I'll be honest with you all, that's when I got Ozark, because I had just about had it. So the story has a happy ending. They kept me there too long to actually mail it because the post office closed. At first they were going to keep them, and then they decided not to. So I went to the USO. I explained to them that I wanted to leave these pins with the USO because I couldn't just throw them away. They wouldn't let them on the plane, either in a carry-on or a checked bag. And the USO so graciously here at the D gates at McCarran International Airport in Las Vegas, they heard and they said, we'll mail them for you.